we're gonna, I'm indoors right now, obviously, and it's not that late, but it's late enough to be dark here. And I did want to let people know that the cleanup day today, I fixed the door straps because the door, on the driver's side would flip open and hit the mirrors. We've been fixing the skirt on the outside of the RV. It's had a lot of little, corrosion holes in it. So cosmetically, we wanted to fix that, and from the interior standpoint, it cleared out a lot of junk that was there. I still haven't cleaned out the defroster vents, which I will do. And yeah, I bought some 5 ace clear silicone hose to hook onto the shop vac in order to stick down into the ductwork, the flexible ducts, in order to get all the wonderful bits of goodness knows whatever was in there. I wouldn't say rodent droppings, but there's just chewed up stuff, and we need to fix it and get it cleaned up and get it ready to roll. So, like I said, I've got on this video, we've got some the repair work going on with the skirt, the door, did a little bit of vacuuming, not a lot, but there's always something going on. The marker light that was up on the driver's side, that was one of the last conventional bulb ones, was completely shot and rusty. Rust was coming down the side of the RV. So I've got a new fixture for that. Did not get it in yet, but I will. And it's late. It's dark outside. Like I said, I will show you. It's very dark outside. Maybe I'll show you even more, because maybe the light will come on. Oh, look, my light will come on. And yeah, so what I've got here is, it's super dark right now. It's again late. It's fall, so I've got skirt going on. I've got this seam that I'm gonna fix here, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll continue to bring up progress as I go along, and we'll go from there. All right, so happy, safe, and healthy RVing. Take care. wound up substituting this little guy. Just to me, didn't seem like it was ever going to cut it going back in and holding this thing. So I've elected to use a much larger one. This is a 12-14 by 1.5 hex washer head. So that's what I got there. Put it in the screw gun and then proceeded to, you see it's a little twisted, but I don't mind that so much. And I'm going to sink another screw in here as well to make sure that this thing doesn't pull any further than what I got here. You can see here, so the door doesn't swing all the way out, and it keeps banging the mirror, so I don't want to do that. So I may fix this upper one too while I'm at it, because you can see all the slack. It's up there now, see that? So I may do the same thing up here, retap it, and make it so it won't, it won't open up too far. Yeah, we've got some, it's a little cooler today. It's in the 40s, so this Bondo stuff isn't really working as well as I'd like it to be. But right now we got some heat lamps on it in order to warm it up and get at least the first batch of it cured. Ooh, I can smell it now. Wonderful. So we got the whole skirt here pretty much patched up for now. It's not perfect. Definitely not perfect here. That's somebody else's work there. It's not mine. And we're going to get this thing cleaned up, sanded down lightly. You can see I oversprayed a little bit for the Dover white, and then we'll remask that once it's totally dry, and then we'll get this skirt repainted. Well, done a bunch of Bondo and done a bunch of sanding here. Haven't got the entire thing masked off. I'm just doing a section at a time. Just going to try to build it up here, and hopefully it'll work out, and get her cleaned up here with all the overspray and everything else that's been going on. So we'll see what happens. Got my heat lamps out, but they're unplugged because my son's cleaning up my car. That's fine. But then ooh, look at that. That's espresso right there. Isn't that awesome? And so I've got the front section painted because there was some overspray. I got to do another layer on it because it started to drip a little bit, so I got to back off on that a little bit. Got this light to fix, and got the door so that now that when it opens, bingo bango, it doesn't swing open all the way and hit the mirrors because I got both straps fixed, which is great. Along with all my hardware that I gotta put away some point soon. But it is getting cool out in the probably the 40s right now. High 40s, low 50s. I don't doubt it's in the 50s. But you can see here I got my gloss espresso. We're working on like a thick chocolate pudding, looks like on the bottom. But there's the before. And this tape is horrible because the tape that I have is peeling at every single opportunity. It's old and it's getting too sticky on the, especially on the edges, and it's just when you go to peel it, it just shreds. So I'm doing what I can where I can, and trying to get this to work. So hopefully I'll get this all painted up here tonight, and the skirt will look more presentable than it was, which was looking pretty ratty before. All right, so as you can see here, I've got to do a few more layers because you got some flat spots where the Bondo is, but other than that, it's doing pretty good. Glad to see it, and glad to finally get through this. And it's not perfect. I mean, what I would probably do if I had the money, I would just get new aluminum panels and just replace all the skirting, be done with it. But I don't, and the worst spot is right behind the rear wheel, which I'm sure I'm going to have to revisit again. But other than that, I want to try to keep it presentable and let people know that I'm working on my rig, and that I want to keep her in as best a shape as I can as I roll down the road. And of course we may need to do a little wet sanding up there to the top piece and the other trim that's up there, and also going to tackle that seam you see right there. That is the seam between the fiberglass portion of the rig and I don't want to fall off this thing. And you can see there it's pretty crappy. You can see right there it's pretty cruddy. So we're gonna tackle that next. Get all the silicone off there, and you can see where potentially water can pool on that front seam and run down inside the RV, and also the marker light. But in the meantime, that's what we're going to be working on. So yeah, so that's what we got right now. Ooh, it's very shiny too. Gloss espresso. It's doing pretty well. Have a good one, folks.